Protein.
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 Stop! All of this is crap. Protein isn't making you healthier, it's making the people who sell it richer. In January 2026, David, one of the biggest protein brands in America, got sued. A lab cracked open their bar and found out up to 83% more calories and up to 400% more fat than what's on the label. Wild, right? But have you ever stopped to think why this actually matters to you? The word protein means nothing legally, it's literally just letters on a box. Any company can slap it on the product, jack up the price by 50 to 100% and technically break zero laws. Look, you're not paying for food anymore, you're paying for a word. And damn, the whole country is doing it. The high-protein food market isn't about health or fitness anymore. It's about company revenue, over $56 billion a year. Yeah, not bad for a word, right? Stick around till the end because after this video you'll know how to tell real food from an expensive wrapper and stop paying extra for nothing. I'll show you the one trick the entire market runs on. But here's what's crazy. This all happened before, back in the 80s, when everyone was scared of fat. And guess how that ended? An obesity epidemic. Some of you already know how that story goes, so let's get into it. Why did pasta, something that's been around for thousands of years, suddenly get more expensive without changing the recipe at all? What trick lets companies put protein on a label when there is physically none in the product? Why pay for protein powder when chicken is cheaper and better for you? Why are they selling you a cure for a disease you don't have? And can one word on a package literally make your brain see things that aren't there? This is the investigation you've been waiting for. In the 80s, fat was the enemy. The government, newspapers, ads, everyone screaming the same thing: get the fat out. Corporations heard it, and within months, the shelves were loaded with fat-free cookies and yogurt. And boy, did those corporations move fast. But what happened next? They pulled the fat out only to replace it with sugar. After that, obesity in America more than doubled, from 13.4% in 1980 to 34.3% by 2008. See what they did? They took out the fat and slipped in sugar, swapped one boogeyman for another that looked friendlier, and made billions doing it. Steven Zager, a professor at Columbia University, summed up the food industry strategy perfectly. We always sold you this product, you just didn't know it was always high in protein. The product doesn't change, the word on the box does, and the price shoots right through the roof. Boom! But people still open their wallets. Here's the sales growth just for 2025. Protein cereal up 70%, granola up 46%, pasta up 35%. Pasta has existed for thousands of years. Regular wheat naturally has protein. They just started shouting it on the box, and sales jumped by a third. In the past year, 1 in 3 Americans has intentionally upped their protein intake, and most of them have no idea why. Marketing runs us like puppets. But what really gets me is how all of this spreads through TikTok and Instagram. Tens of millions of posts with the hashtag protein. Here is the fresh survey that explains exactly why the trick works. Americans now say protein is the #1 sign that food is healthy. Not fresh, not natural. Protein hit #1. There is your flash mob, just a full-on social media trend. But you'd never guess what actually lets companies legally print 28 grams of protein and still con you. You know how they actually get that protein number on the label? They don't weigh it. They measure the nitrogen in the product, multiply by a coefficient, and whatever the number is, that goes on the label as protein. And there you are, standing in the aisle checking the labels. But how are you supposed to trust anything on nutrition label? Manufacturers figured this out a long time ago. Add cheap amino acids to the powder, nitrogen spikes, and the number on the machine looks great, but actual usable protein way less than what it says. It's called nitrogen spiking, and the US still has no direct ban on it, even though it could technically be considered a labeling violation. Pretty outrageous, right? And this isn't theory. In 2015, Muscle Farm and Body Fortress, two major sports nutrition brands, got hit with exactly this. Same charge, inflating the protein number with cheap amino acids. Both cases were settled quietly. but the story got out anyway. In 2024, a McCune and Holman study found the word protein on the box of cereal will make 57% of shoppers grab that version, and 28% will gladly pay more for the exact same product with a new sticker. Here is a real example. General Mills took Cheerios in production since 1941, added a protein version, and their whole protein portfolio now pulls in over $100 million a year. Same product, same brand, one line on the box changed. Can you imagine what this hype is worth? Insane. Remember a few years back when they did the exact same thing with microgreens? They just added the words farm fresh and organic. It's the same playbook every time. Find what the customer's worried about, attach a word to it and double the price. But it's not just about money. What's actually worse is what this food does to your body if you fully bought in and think this is just how you should eat now. Don't worry, the good stuff is coming, but first, one quick thing. I make a video for this channel every week and the growth could be better. Honestly, the only thing that motivates me is literally the likes I see on every video. So please, if you genuinely enjoy this video, hit like, leave comments, subscribe. It really supports me. My goal is to help you see the real truth in this fast-changing world. Now let's continue. Read the ingredients on any popular protein product. It's almost guaranteed you'll find 3 specific things, and they'll be the cheapest ingredients the manufacturer could cut corners on. First, sugar alcohols, maltitol and sorbitol. They're cheap, they don't spoil, but your gut can't absorb them. Instead, they pull in water and cause fermentation. FODMAP research directly links these sweeteners to diarrhea, bloating, and gut discomfort after eating. Second, sucralose. In high doses, a 2023 Nature study found it suppresses immune cells. Basically, they respond worse to infections and tumors. In normal doses, regulators say it's fine. And third, emulsifiers, mono and diglycerides. A large 2024 study in PLOS Medicine with nearly 90,000 participants linked regular consumption of these emulsifiers to an increased risk of certain cancers. It found a link, not a direct cause. That's an important distinction. But even the association is worth paying attention to. When you lay it all out like that, it stops being funny real fast. So here's a question. What do you think costs less per gram of protein than protein powder? Plain chicken breast, the kind sitting in your fridge right now. Protein from chicken comes out to about the same as a pricey powder, 4 cents per gram, but without the sugar alcohols, emulsifiers, and palm oil thrown in. Think about what you're actually putting into your body. The 2025 IFIC Spotlight survey found that 79% of Americans actively chasing protein either don't know their daily target or aren't sure what it is, and most of them are already getting enough from regular food, just without the label. That deficiency the media is selling you literally doesn't exist for most people. Great trick, yeah? And we all fall for it. But if the scam is this obvious, why do even smart, skeptical people keep buying bars, yogurts, and powders? It's not about protein anymore. It's about how your brain works. One word on a package controls what your brain sees. It's called the health halo effect. Researcher Catherine Ferdin ran an experiment. People were shown the same bar, once without the word protein in the name, once with it. And here's what really gets me. People were convinced the protein version had more fiber and iron, even though no one mentioned either of those things. The word protein fills in benefits on its own, benefits that are not there, and we really want to believe it. Same thing with the color green on the yogurt container. Your brain reads it as natural and healthy, even if the ingredients are identical to the one next to it. Oldest trick in the book. But there is something deeper. A protein product in your hand these days isn't about nutrition or health. It's become a badge. That's why companies aren't selling protein. They're selling the image of a person who has it all figured out. And buying that image is a lot easier than reading the label. So here's the checklist I actually use at the store. Before you buy, ask yourself 3 questions. They cut through all the noise. First, how much protein is actually here and where is it from? Real food or cheap filler powder? Second, what's listed first in the ingredients? If it's sugar, alcohol, palm oil, or sucralose, you'll need a second gym membership just to burn it off. Third, what does that same protein cost from real food? If the box costs twice as much as simple eggs or chicken, you're paying for a buzzword, not actual nutrition. 3 simple questions and all the marketing fog disappears. After that, the choice is yours. So the protein epidemic isn't some one-off scam from one brand. The protein epidemic isn't even about protein. It's about how the whole food industry works. Take any ordinary product, slap a trendy word on it, and sell you the feeling that you made the right choice. For me, the answer is simple. Look at the ingredients and choose what actually works. Chicken, eggs, fish, cottage cheese. So next time you see protein on a label, don't just believe the packaging. Flip it over and read it. Is it actually a solid product or just another gimmick on a wrapper? Because buying it or not is now an informed choice we get to make. And by the way, what they hide behind the pretty label, that's just the tip of the iceberg. The state of the food system in America is way more messed up than people think. Europe is strict. They've outright banned things that are still perfectly legal to put in American food. I covered all of that in another video. It's right there on screen. After you watch it, you look at your fridge differently. I'll see you there.